Hello and welcome, Josh, Sam, and anyone else who's watching to Lviv and Let Die. Now, guys, things have happened in the last few games in the time. What has been intervening of us? And I'm here to tell you about them. Things in the league does not go as well as one wanted. We've lost 3 games this season. That's already 2 more than we did last season. The league is not away from us, but we do need to hope that Krivbach can start to drop some points because we have also drawn 4 games, which is the same as we did last season. So basically, we need to win all of our games for the rest of the season if we've got any chance of winning, assuming that also Krivbach and Dnipro do start to drop points. Part of that, I think, is because of our fixtures in the Champions League. Now, I think you'll remember what happened in terms of qualifying. We beat Maribor ridiculously, and we played, I think the last video was Slask Karpaty, unless I'm very much mistaken. Now, since then, obviously, you can see that we won the Ukrainian Cup, and we were fine. There, we then drew 1-1 with Shakhtar and 1-1 with Inter Milan at home. Daniel Rosic scoring and then them equalising. We beat Kiev 4-0 and Chornomorets Moretz 2-0, and then a 3-1 win away at Real Madrid. Let's just look at the stats there. We absolutely battered them. Maybe we could even watch the view highlights goals. Because I didn't expect... The reason I didn't record these is I didn't expect them to be wins. I thought we would just be bad. Anyway, so we will now watch the highlights because... Of course we will, because it's 3. How often do you win 3-1 at Real Madrid? Belanger puts the ball in. I mean, he somehow gets the ball past Agustin, who should really have been doing better there. You saw he got a hand to it. They then immediately go on and equalise. Zima to Martinez. They play the ball through the right-hand side, at least to begin with. Oh, God. I mean, I said play the goals. I didn't say play all of the build-up to the goals. Anyway, they keep it off us for a long time. Pandagotu can't get to it. Baudry puts the ball through, and Okay, I said it right in the middle of that, so there we go. He scores an equaliser, and that's fine. But it doesn't take us long to get back in front. Rosic puts the ball in. Augustin again, he's having a bad game, palms it to the feet of Jonasson, who scores his first ever goal for the club. He went on a run of scoring a goal in every game for about 4 games in a row. Nicely done. And then last things, which are the ones that are good. That's a good sentence. Last things to wrap things up. Jonasson to Carvacho to Belanga hits the post. Bakur turns and somehow gets behind his man and puts the ball away for a 3-1 victory. Now that was good things. We then followed that with a 1-1 draw with Ilichevets, a 2-0 win over Dinamo in the 3rd round of the Cup, and then a gutting 3-2 loss in the last minute to Alexandria. I think in this game we took the lead after 2 minutes. They then came back, and then we scored our last goal at the end. It was highly frustrating. Not least because we then followed that up 3 days later with another 3-1 victory over Real Madrid, this time at home. Again, we dominated them, and if we view the highlights very quickly, again, we were the better team. You can see there, in fact, we were 2-0 up on this one. In fact, we were 3-0 up at one point before they nicked a third. So right at the beginning, Rosic turns, gives it to Rogers. The ball does eventually get its way into the middle, and a bit of a mix-up sees the ball fall to Rosic, who smashes home. Very, very nice. So if we move on to the next one, Jonasson puts the ball in. Big Georgian Mick smashes his header past the goalkeeper, and then they have a shot, a rare shot. Anicic launches a counter-attack. Juric slowly build up. Borovkov on, because we had an injury to Koulibaly, puts the ball back to Gogwa, but the ball falls to Borovkov, who hits it first time into the goal. A young lad from Lviv has scored a goal in the Champions League against Real Madrid, and then immediately afterwards we do basically the same thing. Augustin has the ball, and then they build up. Eddie Howe at the back there for them. Layers, he is an ogre, for they have layers. That's quite good. If I do say so myself. Anyway, nice little bit of keep ball. They have the ball. Martinez puts through Ibanez, who puts the ball home. Nicely done. And that was a second 3-1 win over Real Madrid this season, followed up by a 3-1 win over Volin. A late goal from Koulibaly. Rosic getting an injury in that game, meaning that he's out of the Stal Alchevsk and Slonsk games, but he should be back by the time we play Maybe not, actually. Maybe he'll be back by around the Inter Dinamo games, but we don't want to rush him back and hurt him. So now we're going to play the worst team in the league. I don't think they've won at all the season. No, they haven't. They've scored only 10 goals. That's less than one a game. They've only got 3 points, and we are going to attempt to put them down even more and get back to winning ways. I know that we won our last league game, but we want to keep that run going and hopefully get some of our players we've not been as prolific as we would have liked, although that said, we still are by quite a long way the league's top scorers. So let's hopefully keep that up. Panda Gotu's also out injured, but not for as long. Oh no, he's out for 3 months. Oh, of course, he got injured on international duty, so that's very nice. We'll put Farid back in instead of No, we'll let Kovacic play. He played well. Maybe we'll take out Gogua because he's going to have to play against Slask. And what do we have at right back? Because I think Jimmy Rogers is fit again. He is. Let's let Jean Camara play. A big Mick. No, let's let Blaz as well, because these are a weak side. We should be able to play a couple of our younger, less experienced players. The fun thing, I don't know if it actually showed up when I showed the Real Madrid results, but in both games they played slightly odd formations. I don't remember the first one, but I remember considering it to be odd. The second one was 4 at the back, and then 2 central defensive midfielders, 2 attacking midfielders, and then 2 strikers. It was very strange, very, very central, which is, I think, why our wing play was so good. Oh, Belanja to Borovkov after 23 seconds. That's a nice little partnership that may be forming, and we have scored, and we are now back up to second, within 7 points of Krivbas, although Krivbas are still playing. Valin, unlikely to take points off of them, but you never know. It does occasionally happen that these teams score freak results. So let's hope, because I would like to win the championship again. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. We might make it a little bit more interesting to have a decent challenger. I think it's quite clear that we lost something when we lost Fuentes last season in terms of our sort of creativity in midfield, because and also Rosic has just not been anywhere near as. Oh, Borovkov scores again. Nicely done. Borovkov's not actually that good, but yeah, he's on a run of form, so we'll take it. Rosic's finishing has not been at the level we would expect it to be. I'm hoping that. Well, but he did sign a new contract. He came to me and he said, "Boss, I think my terms are not as rewarding as they could be." So I took that as an opportunity to make him sign a new deal. He's obviously on a lot more money now, but he is tied down for another couple of years, which means that there's every chance that we'll keep hold of him for a little bit longer. And if we do sell him, we'll make even more money from him than we were previously set to, should we have sold him before. Nicely done. Borovkov's through for his hat-trick after 8 minutes. Oh, Borovkov, come on, mate. I didn't even realise that second goal was so early. Crikey. 2 goals in, 4 minutes? 13 minutes now. It's been a long time since Borovkov scored last time. It's a shame. Carvacha tries to shoot, but doesn't get there. Hebert. Juric. Is he going to put the ball in? He does. Bakur trying to get there ahead of Pankov, but he doesn't manage it. 15 minutes. Jonassen. Juric to Hebert. Oh, now they've cleared. Musa Kurt, who's having an okay season. Another part of our malaise, in as much as there is a malaise, is that our defensive record has been much worse this season. Hebert puts the ball in again. No, he doesn't. He shoots, and it was rubbish. We have been weak at the back. There's been a lot of games where we've conceded stupid goals. The Alexandria game is an example of just something that we didn't do very much last year. These things happen, and I mean, if it's so tight that we lose because we lost 2 games or 3 games, then so be it. That means that Krivbas did well, and we just need to focus on improving our defence. But we have conceded 21 goals so far this season, which is a lot, especially considering we've only played 17 games. We need to improve on that for next time. Gonzalez, Belanja, but I mean, just to sort of go back to that quickly, we've only got one senior centre-back with Big Mick. Gonzalez is young and good, but still young, and the same with Musa Kurt. I know I paid money to bring him in, but he's still only 21 and then relatively inexperienced and new to the team. So these things all sort of add up to making a bit of a shaky defence. Plus, we have the new right back in Jimmy Rogers. Oh, it's a nice little bit of play there, but unfortunately didn't lead to a goal. I mean, interesting ball from Camera. Backcourt, but I mean, otherwise, I mean, players like Jimmy Rogers have absolutely, torn up the league in their positions. I mean, he's already rating something like 7.3 out on average, which is incredible. So yeah, our wing-back situation is pretty good. It's just we need to make sure our centre-backs are both nice and solid for next year. We've got Gogwa and Herbert, which are doing well for us. So in every part of the team, we've got good players now. Because I guess there was quite a lot of turnover in the summer, maybe that sort of slightly hurt our solidity. But we'll see. We might still win the league. I'm talking like we've already lost it. But I mean, we're 9 points behind, but we still have a game to play against Krivbas. So there's every chance that we can get some points off of them, draw them back in a little bit. And they're very likely to drop more points as the league goes on. The teams in this league are not infallible. It's a throw-in. Guys, it's a throw-in. Zakharov, we've already had a lot of chances this game. Jonassen puts the ball in. Camera doesn't get there. Musa Kurt out to Juric. Hebert. Bellinger to Bakker. Was that a shot? Was that? I mean, it didn't even go out. Jonassen puts the ball in the middle. For goodness sake, boys. Hebert gets there again. Hebert's got there again, but he makes a foul this time and has been booked for his troubles. Okay. Pidlis. Okay, we can't even say that guy's name. Camera. Big ball and Belanger's on it. Belanger now running on the ball. Can he put the ball in the middle? Oh, he could have, but I think he might have tried to shoot. Yeah, Borovkov could have had a hat-trick, but for the selfishness of his strike partner, who feels like he never scores, although I think he's got 7 or 8 goals, which is a relatively respectable return. It's just, when compared to how Rosic and Koulibaly were last season, it's pretty much nothing. Koulibaly's had a couple of injuries this season, which have kept him out of the team. When he's been in the team, he's been pretty good, but he keeps getting injured, so I'm going to stop playing him in every single game to keep him for the most important ones. Hebert shoots and hits wide. Actually, I think we should bring him on, not now, but we'll bring on Koulibaly later, because I think this will be his first game back from injury, so it'll be good to have him run out before he plays Slask. 45 played. Lviv have hardly given their opponents a sniff, and that's what I like to see. That's how we should be playing all the time. Everyone looking complacent, which is annoying. Tell them I'm pleased with them. Passionately tell them there's more. This is one problem with, I think, our constant playing of Europa League games with basically the same team means that possibly they start to get a bit too big for the league. I think I had this problem at Swindon when we won the league the first time, and then they couldn't get themselves up for... Oh, Borovkov, come on, mate. And then they couldn't get themselves up for domestic games. I feel like that's a thing. And I don't think it ever happened in Slansk, although we did have that one year where we dropped off a little bit. Oh, Jonassen! Oh, come on, everybody. Blas Gonzalez fouling a little bit. Might take it. Oh, I can't take him off because I haven't got a centre-back. Cool. Let's bring on him. And we'll allow Vera to have a game. And we'll bring on Koulibaly for Borovkov. No, we won't. No, I'll do last. Koulibaly for Bellinger, and Bellinger and Borovkov. And Koulibaly and Borovkov can swap. Lots of sort of muttering there. Apologies. I only realised what I was doing right at the end. Koulibaly puts the ball in middle. Bakur gets there on the end of it. Lovely stuff. Instant impact from Koulibaly. Stal are looking very, very poor. And it seems like Krivbas are still being held. Oh no, they've literally just scored. That's super annoying. Dnipro are being held by Metalist though, which is good. Metalist are really falling off the pace in terms of being a big club. Metalist and Dinamo down there in 10th and 11th, very, very poor. Oh, sorry. No, actually it's Olympic I'm looking at. But Metalist and Dinamo are still around that area, very, very poor. Musa Kurt heads over the bar. Unfortunate, lads, unfortunate. But it's okay. If Dnipro can be held, that's at least good. It makes us closer rivals to Krivbas. Krivbas has scored again. They've just got 2 really good strikers this year, which is quite frustrating. It's essentially what we did. Just buy a couple of really good players. But yeah. Koulibaly finishes nicely, but despite the absolute skill that was required to make that bit of pinball work, it was offside. Abdou Koulibaly. Come on in, lads. Let's have another one. Heber. Borovkov's through. Let's have a hat-trick for the fella. Nope. But he keeps his press high. That's nice. Musa Kurt brings the ball down. Heber has it. Vera's already been booked. He's only been on the pitch for a few minutes. Trumasi to Vera. Vera out to Juric. Nice vision. Juric puts the ball into Trumasi, who whips it across the face of goal and wide. And up for a goal kick. And now again the ball comes in. Heber, terrible header from Musa Kurt, but Heber gets there. And we keep the ball, keep turning it over. And the keeper left it out for a corner. Brave. Come on. Let's have another one. Rubbish. Kamara doesn't put the ball up to anyone, although we do nearly somehow manage to put them under pressure enough to win a throw high. 21 shots to their 1. We're only 3-0 up. Cool. Kurt to Juric. Juric to Umasi. Put the ball in the middle. Both of them missed it. Or rather, it was tackled off the second one. But, yeah. Nestorenko. Can they have a chance? This would probably be a goal. Like, was it Volin or someone? We drew 1-1 with, I think maybe it was Ilichevich, actually. And that was one of those games where we were, I think the stats were something like 20 shots for us, and they had maybe 2, and they scored. They were just their 1 goal, 1 shot. It's ridiculous. Highly frustrating. Trumasi puts the ball in the middle. Musa Kurt at the back post again, being beaten in the air. He's no big Mick. Heber sets himself up with a 1-2 off of the defender, but smashes high and wide. Heber now, back post, Bakur. Oh, come on. Ronnie Vera. Still going. Juric. Tomasi turns. Can he get the ball across goal? No. Juric maybe? No. Heber, no. Juric sort of gives it to Vera. He's taken out by Golubev. Now we have a free kick. Borovkov's going to take it because he's a confident little man. Oh, he hit the bar. Good save from the keeper. Puts it onto the post. Gonzalez tackled, but we have the ball still. Vera through to Koulibaly. Koulibaly does try to slip through Borovkov, but he wasn't paying attention. Obviously looking somewhere else, sort of being excited as a young man. Musa Kurt heads the ball up towards Borovkov, but he doesn't win it, although, again, we have the ball back immediately. Bakur, big ball on the right. Surely. There it goes. Camara has it. Vera now. Bakur shoots, but it was a waste of time. It was a waste of everybody's time. Looks like Krivbasov scored again. No, they're just 2-0 up. Kamara. Bakur shoots again, and it was again another wide effort. Govella absolutely smashing Odessa in a very big game at the bottom half of the table. Bakur, and Borovkov now has his hat-trick. Bakur, I mean, he scores 2 within 2 minutes at the beginning, and then he scores within 10 minutes at the end. Lovely stuff. Bakur's curling effort from long range, not held by Pankov. Sort of a 1-2. Nicely done. Lovely stuff. Great stuff. Govella putting Odessa back into the bottom 2 there with their 4-1 win if they continue as they are. Who needs treatment? Come on, can we not have every player out injured, please? Malinovsky. Oh, Nestorenko, but nice tackle. Oh, nice play. Oh, what a poor effort from Sergei Malinovsky. Lovely tackle from Blas Gonzalez to actually get the ball off him initially. I think that's what caused the injury, but it was an excellent tackle. He's not that kind of player. And there we go, 4-0 win over Stal. A good win, boys. They did well. That was exactly how we wanted it to be. Borovkov is on scintillating form recently. He could have had bat 8 if he'd really tried. But, we know that he's not that kind of player. Lviv meet expectations. Borovkov has 7 in 5, which is good, or 7 in 8 if you look at his starts and stuff. It's a good feeling when everyone comes together. Simply faultless. I wouldn't say that Bakur was simply faultless, but it's the best one to say. I would say that Bakur was wasteful, but somehow managed to get himself a goal because Koulibaly put it on a plate for him. That's what I'd say. But then arguably, that doesn't matter because he still scored and he set up a goal. So, yeah, we'll see. Anyway, hopefully, I hoped that by putting it this way around, because we could have played, I think it's Dnipro we're playing next in the league, and that would have possibly been a more exciting in terms of league intrigue. But the problem being that it takes so long to process at the moment that this is the easiest one to do. So that's why this is happening. Well, the good thing is, I think with a positive result against Slask, and considering, depending on what happens in the other game, we could guarantee we will definitely guarantee our qualification from the group. If we win this game, I think we might even guarantee top. And we should really beat them because they are not that good. It's Slask Wroclaw. We know they're not that good because we used to be their boss back in the 2030s, the halcyon days of the 2030s. To summarise, the board are very pleased with your overall leadership of the team. This is underlined by the fans' delight at Lviv's 3-1 European Champions Cup Group B victory over Real Madrid. Although they're obviously disappointed by that. Oh, someone's bidding for our players. How about no? How much did we buy him for? Was he not for about 500k? 800k? Well, I'm not going to sell him because I don't want to lose out on an actually good left winger, which we've not really had for... Well, we had that fella that we sold to Newcastle. What was his name? Laban. He was okay. But this guy actually seems to be pretty good now that he's sort of got his feet under the table a little bit more. So yeah, I don't want to lose him straight away. Tordur, I think that's how we would say it. Tordur. So you can see, underlined by what I was saying about the fact that he just basically bought two good strikers. They've scored in 19 games in a row. So that means they've scored in every single league game this season. So yeah, once they stop, I think one of those guys got injured as well, but they just signed two. I think one was for about 5 million. So it's frankly it's sick. I think it's sick what they're doing. It's ruining Ukrainian football. And like they have this guy, Michael Prochazka. I'm interested in him. 20 years of age, a very good right back, for example. Ivica Amidzic, he's rubbish though. They think 7 million, basically £8 million for him. He's terrible. So yeah, I'm about to. I went on a uploading spree of the games from a couple of seasons back, not too long ago. This will probably be one of the videos that ends that spree. That's because I'm attempting to put out as much stuff to keep Sam happy whilst I go to Thailand for holiday. So maybe you'll get one more as well as this one. This might be the last one until I come back. So just if you're listening to this, Sam, and it's the 3rd of February, maybe press pause, leave it till the end of February before you carry on. Lviv, we're the favourites against Slask. They are top of the Ekstraklasa by 5 points, so they're continuing their ridiculous run in Poland, which is nice. They still haven't got that team that I want to be manager of promoted into the second division yet. Chippenham are also got promoted into the Blue Square South, I think, on this season. I would like to be their manager, but I've done it in England enough times already, and I'm having fun with this Lviv save at the moment. If they're still there, or if they reappear at some point in the future, I might reconsider and just do it because it's fun. And I think that having Chippenham Town in the Premier League would be a delight, considering what we've done with Swindon and with Weston-super-Mare. I think it would be only fitting that I did it then with my hometown. But we'll see, because I've also got games that I want to try, like, for example, in Denmark. I also wanted to do something possibly in Italy, and maybe something in France. I don't know. We tried Germany before, but I think I picked the wrong club. I might try Germany again. I just like going through and continuing on and using this one save. It doesn't really matter. We'll probably end up somewhere, pretty much everywhere eventually. Livora, this guy's supposed to be pretty good, yeah. Been on loan a lot since he joined Maccabi Tel Aviv. They signed him and then he went straight back on loan to... Okay, well, good move, lad, good move. He looks pretty good, but I think I would have to spend quite a lot of money to actually get him. Right, so the last game we had in this competition was a 3-1 win over Real Madrid. Let's hope that we can raise our game again and beat these fuckboys. Considering that Borovkov is on such a good run of form, we're going to leave him in the team, but Koulibaly can come on and wrap things up for us later on if needed. I really should have put on our better midfielder. See, they're playing this stupid... I don't like this formation because it seems to have something against us. It allows them... Oh, it if they don't get... Oh, well, we must break that record. Come on, we have to score. We have to beat them. I'm quite amazed that they've only gone 48 games without defeat. I don't think that would have ever happened when we were... I think I did have an undefeated season, though, didn't I? I know it's happened since. I know they've definitely had a manager after me that took them undefeated. Do you know what? I don't remember. I feel like there's probably a video on it. Go back and check. Estevez, Kazimierczak. I think he scored against us last time. Didn't they beat... we drew 1-1 with like a really lame goal to bring back the point. Jonasson, Big Mick has the ball but doesn't do anything with it. Puts the ball back in again. Leclerc clears. Rogers to Jonasson. Jonasson again. I think he was shooting. Yes, he was. It said he had a shot at the bottom. Terrible effort. Nearly fell to Borovkov though as he was sort of flailing about in the box. Come on. At home we should have these guys. Carvaccio shoots but hits the ball over the bar. 'Tis a shame. 'Tis a shame. 'Tis ever a shame. Juric, Borovkov. Come on, fella. Carvaccio. Nice tackle from Susko. Lovely, lovely stuff. Chalas in his intensely green kit. Big ball. Pedro. Kazimierczak. Oh, what a touch from Pedro. Oh, Kazimierczak. Terrible finish, but he took both of our central defenders out of the game with one touch. It's an absolutely brilliant play. Susko now with the old classic long throw. Belanger. Estevez. Rogers, nicely done. Rogers again has the ball, puts it out up the right wing now then. Belanger. Not the most... Maybe we could have played Koulibaly instead. But Borovkov went for goal. Chalas saves. Nicely worked move there from right to left. If only there'd been a little bit more power, we'd have had a goal there. Belanger now has a shot, but Chalas saves. So far in the early minutes, we've both had good chances. Leclerc puts the ball in the middle. Big Mick just about heads it clear. Jonsson's ball up the line does manage to stay in, and now we are coming clear. I really should have played Gogua instead of Hebert, I feel like. But we can always bring him on later on if we need to. Okay, Bakor now with the corner. Who was that? Was that Carvaccio's header? Well, that was a disappointing header. Carvaccio wins the ball. They head it on to Musa Kurt. Strange that with a five-man midfield, their centre forward drops back to win the ball in the air. You wouldn't think they'd need to. Kazimierczak hits the ball from miles out, high and wide. Yeah, a little bit strange. Or at least that one of the midfielders doesn't run forward. Oh, Kazimierczak hits the post, did he? And then hits wide. Ugh. Susko. Leclerc. Bieniek. And it's a corner. Bit of sustained pressure from Slask now. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness me. Get it out. Oh, Strunad. What the hell is that? Strunad. Heads over anyway. Sustained pressure from them, but finally we have a chance. Belanger heads home. Yes, please. That's 1-0 to Lviv, and that means that we are going through. Real Madrid seem to be beating Inter. Is that true? Yes, they're winning 1-0. Oh, Lviv, lovely ball from Hebert. Belanger heads the ball at the back post, across goal. Unsavable. Lovely stuff. Would this even guarantee us top spot? It would. So this would guarantee us top spot in the group with a game to go, considering the group that we're in. Oh, that took a deflection. Okay. Considering the group that we drawn, that's ridiculous. That we drew, that's ridiculous. Musa Kurt again loses out in the air, but Rogers has it. Oh, Pedro. Rogers loses out to Pedro. Now Pedro's running. Juric with a lovely reducer there. Takes him out. Leclerc. Borovkov clears from Leclerc. Nicely done, sirs and madams. Pleased with how it's going. Keep it up. Yes. Come on, boys. Big Mick. Susko puts the ball in the middle. Big Mick has it. Borovkov out. Now Belanger. Now he's breaking. Can he just keep his head? Yes, he can. That's 2-0. Come on. Magnificent individual effort. He literally went... goal. And we are 2-0 up, and that pretty much guarantees us top spot. Yes, come on. Come on, yes. Oh, that's what I like to see. Just sending myself some money. Because of course that's what you do when you're on the when you're recording a video. Bakur crosses. Can we have a third? Musa Kurt finally wins the ball in the air from a corner. Heads straight into the hands of Chalas though. 66 minutes gone. Let's look at. So we've still got plenty of time before the next game. Someone's on 71. Kavacha. Okay. Henrad is going to come on. Should really have started. And for yeah, Herbert's playing well. Oops, not like that. Let's just make that one change. Rogers to Bellinger. Bellinger heads on to Borovkov. Borovkov gives it to Bakur. Bakur puts the ball in the middle. Oh, I thought that was going to fall for Bellinger, but it didn't. Carvacho up to Herbert. Herbert to Juric. We're going to have to change Herbert's name because I keep saying... Oh, come on. That was taken right off his foot. Unfortunate. Carvacho puts through Bakur. Bakur had the ball just easily taken off of his feet there. Not really putting much of a flight. Musa Kurt now with the ball. Puts it to Mick. What's Mick going to do? Throws it up. There we go. Carvacho, big ball up to Bellinger. Gets on it nicely. Nicely done. Puts the ball in the middle. Surely. Nah. Gomez tackles. Had 2 or 3 openings there where we could really have done something better, but we just didn't. Torded Jornason. Fouls, and now can we finally make our substitution? Because I feel like I'm going to take off. Nice. I'm going to take off Borovkov, and I'm going to give Eddie Chang a game instead of Rogers. So we're doing what I thought we really should have done in the last game against them. I know that actually I think they played pretty well, but this is how I expected these games against Shlans to go. Koulibaly scores now as well. That's what we want to see. Come on. 20th of the season for Koulibaly. Another strong showing from him this year, and we are comfortably top of the group. Panathinaikos 2, Rangers 1. Lol. Real Madrid finally showing what they really should be showing throughout this group stage and beating Inter 3-0. I think the next game for Slansk will be Real Madrid, so that'll be a straight shootout for the next, or pretty much a straight shootout for the next qualification spot. If Inter were to beat us, they could take advantage of the correct result, but let's hope that doesn't happen. Nice save from Anicic. Leclerc making his effort as hard to save as possible, but it doesn't matter because Anicic is the best. Bellinger now has the ball. Bellinger turns. Oh, I thought he could have done a little bit better keeping hold of it, but no. Chang up to Koulibaly. Kazimirchek, but Musa Kurt, lovely stuff. Bellinger wins the ball, and Jan Strunad, with his strange name, fouls on the edge of the little circly thing in the middle. Centre circle, that would be cool. A little circly thing in the middle. But there we go. 3-0 over Slansk, and we have qualified for the Champions League with a game to go. What an absolutely unbelievable sensation this is. Lviv through in the Champions League group stages for the first time in our history. Unless I'm misremembering last season, but I'm pretty sure that we didn't get through last year. We went into the Europa League. Musa Kurt given a ban for his yellow cards. Fair enough. But look at that. Considering the group that we had, containing the likes of Slansk and Real Madrid, not to mention Inter Milan. Yeah, wow. And we're looking really good. Okay, great. Things are going well. Let's attend the press conference. Please, you've got the victory. Take it one game at a time. Special goal. And what we will do is, I'm not going to play the next game against Inter because it doesn't really matter. We'll be back probably before, so it'll be in between these two games. There'll be some friendlies, and then there'll be the first Champions League double header, which will probably be the next video. So you might get that before I go back to before I go to Thailand. You might get that after I come back, but that's where you'll see me next. So have a good one, guys. Enjoy. Bye.